His debut recording was called Not Your Outlaw, and Lawrence Maxwell's songs told stories of his time at sea with the Navy, but also about love, loss, and spirituality. It earned him a Music PEI award and an ECMA showcase spot. The PEI native is currently living in Halifax, but is back home today. A couple of gigs this weekend, some new music to share today as well. We welcome Max Keown, a.k.a. Lawrence Maxwell, back into our studio. Hi, Max.
Good day, Matt. How are you?
Very well. Great to see you again.
You too.
So you've been working on some new music and a new album on the horizon for 2020. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been working at the Hill Sound Studio again with producer Adam Gallant.
His name comes up a lot on this show, by the way.
Does it ever?
He's a busy guy.
For good reason. And yeah, no, I got the album all recorded, so it's going to be released in June of this year. But in the meantime, yeah, I got a new single that I put out today, Whiskey Songs, featuring Bridget Blanchard, doing the female vocals on that. So kind of gearing up for the album release and taking it kind of one song at a time.
And when we talk about some of those themes that were explored in your debut album and Not Your Outlaw, which we talked with you about, we've shared the music from that. What are some of the themes you're exploring in your songwriting this time around, would you say?
Well, yeah, I think the first album really was a very experimental period with stories from the Navy and also getting out of the Navy and following more of a creative path. I think nowadays I'm kind of focusing back on relationships and also some of the feelings that come along with following the creative path and just where I'm at now with it. And I think before it was more just kind of dipping my toes in the water, and now I'm kind of swimming around a little bit. So I got some new stuff to talk about, but it's still very much rooted in that kind of country sound that I always tend to go back to.
How does it feel diving full on into this creative path?
I'm going at it full speed. I'm still working. Like a lot of the songs are coming from working. I'm detailing cars by day, and which is great. I get to put the headphones on, listen to music and podcasts, and really kind of treat it as like a university. That's what I'm treating it as. I'm going to work, but I'm educating myself while I'm there, and I'm getting paid to do it.
What is it like becoming part of the Halifax music scene?
It's been pretty cool so far. I've just kind of started fresh. When I showed up there in October, I just started going to open mics, meeting some people. Pretty much what I was doing in Charlottetown a few years ago whenever I started here. But yeah, meeting some people, getting invited to do different things, and just immersing myself in the community over there. It's been really great.
I think last time I spoke with you was when you'd gone down to Nashville and had a chance to play on some iconic stages down there at some open mics. So we talked with you pretty quickly after that experience, but putting that into context now, what did that mean to you in terms of just motivation and aspiration and all of that?
Yeah, getting down to Nashville was definitely just like a bucket list item that I wanted to do. The biggest thing I learned down there was that a lot of the music that's coming out of PEI is right up there on par with the stuff that's being played in Nashville, at least the places that I went to. Like, taking myself out of the equation, the boys that I play with, you put them up with any other guys over there, and it's the same caliber. Yeah. It's just that's the kind of mecca for country music, especially. What I took from that was, this is possible. There's people that are out there doing it, day in, day out, hustling, and just kind of making opportunities for themselves, and that's kind of what I took from that experience.
So you're back home for a couple of days and a couple of shows, right?
Yes. This weekend, I'm going to be playing a house concert with Logan Richard tonight.
Nice.
If anyone wants to know any more details, they can hit me up on Facebook, Lawrence Maxwell. And then tomorrow night, with the good old boys, we're playing some country tunes at the Old Dublin, late night, 10 p.m. start. And
you have this new song that's out there now called Whiskey Songs. Tell us a little bit about Whiskey Songs and where this one came from.
Yeah, Whiskey Songs. So I was saying earlier, I was at work and I was detailing cars, and one day in particular I was listening to some country music, and I heard a song about whiskey, which there are plenty, and I was thinking to myself, I said, man, you'd think we'd learn by all these whiskey songs by now and people wouldn't have to keep writing them. And sure enough, I went home and I wrote a song called Whiskey Songs, and the chorus kind of came to me at work that day, and when I went home I really just dove into it, and it started opening up experiences about past relationships, and I knew that this song called for a female voice, and just to have that representation and kind of that back and forth experience. So I asked Bridget Blanchard to sing on it with me, and she agreed to do it, and she did a killer job. But yeah, the song, it kind of explores both partners' side of the story, and I really had to look back at some of my own experiences and try to put myself in the shoes of the other person and to write from that perspective. So it was It was an interesting experience, but I think it did justice, hopefully, to the other person's experience.
How do you find that as you're writing a song, as you're digging deep and getting really personal, getting that out on the page?
I think there's multiple ways that I go about writing songs. A lot of what I started writing tend to have a very comedic element to it, and I still love writing humorous songs, or at least a little phrase that might, little tongue-in-cheek phrase that kind of gets a smirk here and there. But I think to go a little bit deeper into some of those emotions sometimes really challenges you, but it also is what connects with people the most. And I feel like on top of that, if you can write something half catchy, I think it helps to stick. So it's a constant blend of all those elements, I find. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with how this all turned out. And like I said, Bridget did a killer job.
It's called Whiskey Songs. It's out there now, and this song will be featured on that upcoming album, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, coming out in June 2020. We'll have you back to talk about that at the time, Max.
Can't wait.
Look forward to it. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Here is Lawrence Maxwell. This is Whiskey Songs.
There's times when a man needs to be alone by an old orange campfire, a cold beer, a pen and paper, mosquitoes sucking like vampires. Drown out the world on a summer night, write a song about a girl who don't treat him right. I try with all my might, but can't say a bad thing about her. And I pray the days away, but her voice keeps getting louder. Now I'm reaching for a crown, bottoms up if you're feeling down. I should've learned from the whiskey songs, I should've took it from old George Jones. The bottom of the bottle's always dry when you're singing whiskey lullabies. I should've listened to the words they spoke instead of ordering a Jack and Coke. For all the good times that done me wrong, give me one more and make it strong. I should've learned from the whiskey songs.
I bet you think that you're an angel, 'cause you don't like to fight. But if we ain't worth fighting for, then who will make it right? You're giving up too easy, so I'm giving up on you. Now I'm laying here in bed, crying as I read your note, wishing you had the guts to say the things you never wrote. Well, I guess that it's my turn to throw one back and let it burn.
I should've learned from the whiskey songs, should've took it from old George Jones. The bottom of the bottle's always dry when you're singing whiskey lullabies. I should've listened to the words Hank spoke instead of ordering a Jack and Coke. For all the good times that done me wrong, give me one more and make it strong. I should've learned from the whiskey songs. Well, I heard another song about a man who's had enough and no woman there to save him or call his bluff. I pulled over and thought about calling you, but I knew just what that would do. I should've learned from the whiskey songs, should've took it from old George Jones. The bottom of the bottle's always dry when you're singing whiskey lullabies. I should've listened to the words Hank spoke instead of ordering a Jack and Coke. For all the good times that